Hello everyone, it's your girl Miss Angie and we are back with another Let's Talk Tuesday. And as you see from the views, we are in fall and I am going to miss summer deeply. I cannot wait for the summer to come back. I have already stated before, I'm not a big fan of the snow. So when it's like the fall, I'm just like, oh my goodness, the snow is on its way. It's on its way. I'm so sad. But anyways, let's get into the topic at hand. We are talking about, should a stable man date a broke woman? Let's repeat this again. Should a stable man date a broke woman? I'm not going to stay too long on this subject. What actually kind of opened my mind to talking about the subjects, I've always seen, on whether it's Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, there has always been that whole thing or whole topic of, they always say a woman shouldn't date a broke man, but should a broke man entertain but should a stable man entertain a broke woman? So we're going to dig a little deep into it. And it's not going to be a long video. This is just pretty much my personal, perspective on it. And like I always say, if you want to leave a comment on this subject, if you want to leave your, personal opinion, please do, because this is just how I look at it. But I also want other people to voice how they feel on the topic also. So anyways, I've been watching, as you know, I always watch the legendary Pop the Balloon. And so the guys, it was the guy, he was in front of the, panel of girls. And so he had said, I am a hard worker and I will want a woman that works hard. So they had a few women pop their balloon because they weren't having it. Anyways, so Arlette walks up to the lady and asks her the question of, why did you pop your balloon? And so the lady basically stated, she said, I'm not working hard. I don't really want a job. And that was it. She just let him know, personally, I'm not trying to work hard. I don't want a job. And this is what it was. So now it wasn't really for me. I feel like, and as we know on the show, if you've watched the show, there's not too much conversation that you can really have in that moment, because basically, she could have probably gave a long detailed speech, but you only have so much time, to do so. I think she just pretty much just was like, what, I'm not, I don't like working hard. I don't want a job, and that was what it was. She didn't really go into too much detail. And when I feel like in that moment, she should have gave a little bit of backstory about what she meant, or she could have just meant it as that. But I feel like that automatically could have gave a red flag to the guy. But at the same time, she was being honest in who she is. So real quick, I wanted to go into some of the comments so I could talk about it before I give my personal perspective. Because in the comment section, a lot of people are going to definitely voice how they feel. So one of the comments, and I want to make sure, because I think I had at least 4. Let me see. Okay, so one of the comments was, she wants the man to carry all of the burden. Guys have decided to stay away from this type of woman. Maybe if she was born in the 60s or 70s, she would be better off. So basically, okay, I can understand what they're saying in this comment. Back in the day, it was the whole thing of the husband taking care of the household, the woman was at home. But mind you, she didn't necessarily say anything as far as other than I'm not working, which kind of raised some questions in my head. But basically, wanting the guy to carry all of the burden, wanting the guy to do everything. But it's still that fine line. Like, what is the circumstances of what the girl is saying? Is she saying, if I'm married, I would like to be the wife that's staying home, taking care of home? Because still, home is work. So regardless of if you're working a job or at home, that was kind of my question. It's like, if you decide you want to have kids, you're still going to work. You're still going to have to go to take the kids to school. You're still going to have to make sure that home is taken care of. You're still going to have to go and make the runs to the grocery store or whatever the case may be while he's at work. So I kind of got what they were saying in the comments, like back in the 60s or 70s, you might have been well off, but basically 2024, everybody working. Like, the way groceries is, hello? The way groceries is, it's not cheap. So the next one was, not everyone wants to be worked to death. That is a mentality for rich people. Tell the poor to have that's a mentality that rich people tell the poor to have while they're on vacation. I get that too. Not everybody wants to have to work that hard job and wants to be worked to death, where they get home, they're tired, they're exhausted. And that's one of the things of like, start to understand that if you're at a job like that, going in a little bit deeper, if you are at a job like that, is nothing wrong with deciding to apply for other jobs or looking into wanting to own a business if that's what you want to do, going back to school so that you can have that better job. Because I do understand that nobody wants to be worked to death. Nobody, like at my job, some of the shifts, we used to be 8 hours. Now we're on 10 hours every day, and we're only doing 4 days a week. But still, those 10 hours, 10 plus, once you get home, you are drained. You are drained. So I get what she's saying. Nobody wants to be worked to death. I understand that. The next one was, I love her honesty. I would love to be a wife and a mother and just run a small business from home while focusing on family. I love that for her. That, very well, that could have been the case. She didn't say, but I'm looking at it like maybe that's what she's looking at. She's looking at like, I just want to be a stay-at-home mom. I don't want to have to work hard. I don't want to have to work myself to death. But she didn't even say anything other than, I don't want to work hard at all. She never said, hey, I would like to, run my own business so that I'm the manager. So it's like, once again, it doesn't leave any space for us to really know what she meant. But that's true. If she decides that she just wants to be a stay-at-home wife, at least she's being honest about it. I do commend her for that. Very ignorant to assume that not by wanting to work makes you lazy. Some people would rather work smarter rather than harder. That's not being lazy, that's being efficient. Yes, that is very true. We can't really assume where she was coming from with that. But I get the whole point of working smart and not harder. There's different ways to do a job and not have to, put in the sweat, blood, and tears into a job and going home feeling like you have exhausted yourself. Yes. So basically, I wanted to read those comments also so that we can kind of get a little feedback of both sides of it. I feel like I said, stating in the beginning, if you are that person that is looking for that type of lifestyle where you don't want to work at all, you just want to sit there and, let the man take care of it, please disclose that in the beginning. Because at the beginning of talking to someone, at least you can say, because if you don't state it, a guy is definitely going to think, oh, she a gold digger. She's just trying to get me for my money. And if you just say, you know what, I honestly don't want to work, and this is what it is, at least you're being upfront. Then the other side of that is, okay, if you're saying that you want to be a stay-at-home mom, whether you're married or in a relationship, and you say, I would just like to take care of home. I would like to, like the one lady said in the comments, run my own business and just do that. That is another room for conversation. Whatever works best for you. But overall, I want to say that it all depends on what works best for that relationship. It all depends on what situation. I feel like as a woman, this is my personal opinion. As a woman, I feel like I always have to work. I've been working since I was 17. I feel like some form of work even if I am a stay-at-home wife, like my husband has talked about it, we might get to that place where, yeah, I'm going to be taking care of home. He's working because the kids have to get back and forth to school. There's going to be different events. That might be the change in our household dynamic, but it's still work because I'm going to be taking care of home, make sure dinner is taken care of, make sure groceries is done, making sure washing clothes. Not saying that my husband wouldn't be participating in none of that, but I understand the duties as a wife. So it really is like, I feel like she could have gave a little more in depth into the understanding of it, because for the guy, he might have looked at that like, oh, that's a red flag. I'm not feeling that himself, even though she popped the balloon first. But that just goes into it, ladies. And if I just feel like in a relationship, you bring 50-50. Like, he brings his half. And when I say 50-50, I'm saying, yes, you want to be 100% whole. So I look at it like you bring your half to the table. He brings his half to the table. Y'all work together as a team. Overall, that's just what it is. Working together as a team. But to say that a stable man should just wholeheartedly take in a woman who's broke, not trying to work, just want to use up all his money, I don't think that's acceptable. I don't think that's cool. If we're looking at it from the same standpoint of women should not talk to a broke man because we feel like men are the providers, yes. I mean, I understand that concept as well, but it has to be fair. If this woman is planning on sitting at home, just waiting for him to bring his whole check, waiting for her to get her nails done, wanting that new bag, wanting that the new outfits and shoes that is out, I feel like, okay, what are you putting into the relationship? He's paying all the bills, he's doing X, Y, and Z, but if you're not doing anything at home and if you're not doing anything at work, then it's like, that could put the man in a stressful situation. Even though we want men to be so strong and be able to handle everything because that is what, society makes of them to do, which they are providers. But we have to also look at the man from, he is still a human. He's going to have his days where he breaks down. He's going to have his moments where he might catch a cold, or he may get sick and got to take off from work. Where's the income coming in from there? Like, we have to have grace in some of those areas of understanding that, yes, a man should be a provider, but he is not always going to be strong every day. He may have his moments. Like I said, he may get ill. He may have a moment of breakdown because he feels like he's carrying so many weights. I feel like as a wife, I understand that there are going to be places where I need to jump in and say, you know what, babe, I got it today. Let me handle it. You take time and rest. Because just as well as women need self-care days, men need self-care days as well also. So anyways, that's just my little, my little spiel on this subject of should a stable man date a broke woman? And like I said, anyways, this is Let's Talk Tuesday, and I hope you guys love the quick chat that we had on this subject. Please like, comment, and subscribe to your girl's channel, and I'll check you guys out on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.